the stand next to
Waiting for the upper. Tommy's on time? It's better he did.
Because I'm the guy that would tell everyone what to say. Doesn't listen often. Neither of you guys do. So we're doing turbo and space. Turbo, space, and you guys can tell us the rest. So let's first we'll do our introductions and tell everyone who we are.
Hey everybody, my name is Ali Afshar. Some of you guys might know me as Alex Dodd. I was the voice of the Phantom Ranger. Thank you, you guys. It's so cool to be here. I just found out about this on Facebook last week. Joseph, his name is Joseph. I haven't met him yet. I don't know if he's in here, but he was Facebooking me and saying come down. So really, really happy to be here, and I hope to be able to answer your questions.
Hi everyone, I'm Deb Kistler, and I was originally hired as a member of the crew on Rangers, and then I eventually took over the role of Alpha 5 and played Alpha 5 and Alpha 6.
For those of you who haven't seen me last two, my name is Scott Page-Bagter. I was one of the producers of the whole bunch of these shows, and I was in charge of the voices in the end, so I kind of chose them and tried to tell these guys what to say, and there you go.
Right.
I've done some conventions before, mostly anime conventions, but never like just a straight Power Ranger convention. So it's a little different. It's good. It's good to see all the fans that are here for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers seasons and all of this. I miss Catherine over here. I'm gonna pass the mic.
Hey everyone, I'm Tracy Lynn Cruz. I played Ashley. It's great to be here. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting us, and I'm so excited to be able to see you guys and talk to you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Oh. Hello everybody. I'm Nakia Maurice. Hi! Some of you are my Facebook friends, and I so appreciate you all. And you guys have been supporting my Crazy Days into the Television Festival. Please keep supporting it. If you don't know about it, I have a little tag thing over there that you can pick up. But thank you so much for being here. Woo!
Actually, in that Barbie movie too.
Yes! Thanks to Scott.
Hi, my name's Blake Foster, and I play.
My name's Steve Cardenas, and I just got into what I'm doing here. I do want to shout out all the Facebook fans too. Thank you guys for coming. I'm actually Blake Foster. He's Steve Cardenas. Justin, the Blue Turbo Ranger. Thank you guys for coming out.
Don't recognize it. So I guess what we're doing is we need to If you have questions, please go over to the question section over here. We have to screen them for some reason because Jason gets freaked out if you ask him questions about a sheep.
You all know, I'll say anything up here. You guys know that. How many people like that go take the mic from those?
Yes, 100%. I listened to some of the sessions. Remember the recordings I used to play the CD of you guys afterwards?
Oh, yeah.
I got some stuff with you that, oh my God, we can prison for that. Okay, so, questions? You gotta go
Line
in
up,
the chat.
Who wants to go? Get over here, line, folks.
Or else we'll talk about Jason carving his name on my desk. Yeah, we're all saying that.
Perfect, go for it. All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey Jason, I was wondering when your next professional fight?
My next fight probably be either October, November, or December. There's 3 different ones I'm thinking about right now. So, it's going to be before December.
Alright, that's what I'm gonna watch that.
Thank you. I don't care if you screen questions. Let's get some nasty, dirty ones. Who's got it? Yeah, what's up? Please, Kimberly. All right, we'll screen it now. Thanks.
Morphicon Cruz. Once again, Psycho Rangers. How was it fighting Psycho Rangers?
That was a lot of fun. I had a great time. It was something that we totally did out of the norm. I had a great time doing it, meeting the other cast, although we thought we were being replaced during that time. So there was a lot of speculation going on with the Psycho Rangers, but things ended up very well. We ended up keeping our job. Are there any other questions?
Okay, next.
All right, it's a question for everyone who was on Turbo. You know those in Turbo, I don't know if you noticed, but like you guys, whenever you guys were civilians, you would always have those big survival backpacks. And I was wondering, like, did you ever stop to think, why are we in the desert so much? Like, why was it that like every other episode Turbo took place out in the desert? And
Thank God I never had one, because I wouldn't have been able to carry it.
those big, and they had everything. They had like canteens for water. They had food. They had flare guns.
I remember we did that scene and I was like that flimsy old little thing. I was pushing buttons on it. And with the water kind of popped out, I was like, this water is like, just pretend to drink it. God, I'm so thirsty like that. Christian, my thirst is like this much.
My question is for Jason. This is one you probably heard a bunch. I haven't heard any answers to it. So, in Fighting Spirit and Dino Thunder, a bunch of us noticed that there wasn't the Red Turbo Ranger. My theory is, maybe because TJ was also the Red Turbo Ranger, maybe it was because that was the only one that you weren't solely that.
Yeah, that's probably it. Here's the PowerPoint. I probably, because I wasn't, I think about that.
All right. I was just curious.
Ready? My question was, why was the transition between Dio and Turbo so rocky?
My job was to fix the stuff they had. I didn't necessarily get to make the decisions at that point as to the story article. Probably because that's when they finally made the decision to start changing the cast every year. And so I think they just went for the whole different thing and they just figured people would keep watching. That's a really good guess.
Hi, my question is for Tristan Cruz. I was wondering how you felt about the Ashley Andrews relationship and why there was never a kiss.
Where's your accent from? Wait, where's your accent from?
I'm actually from Arizona, but it's not an Arizonan accent.
No, it isn't.
I'm just weird.
You come to the right place.
Well, thank you so much for your question. Actually, there was a Ashley and Andrews kiss. It just ended up on the editing floor for whatever reason. Yes, I have no idea where that footage is, but I was a little bummed myself because I think it definitely needed to be there. So thank you for your question.
My question is for Jason David Frank. How did it feel from going from Mighty Morphin to Dino Thunder and becoming Dr. Oliver?
You know, the difference working on that show was weird because when I went to that show, these kids were kind of young, like Emma and Kevin. Everyone was young, and they're like, "Dude, I grew up watching you." So it's kind of weird. Like all these guys, we just kind of like worked, on the show. So we kind of grew when the show grew. But when I went there, they were like, "No, I was a big fan of yours." And that's the only difference. But it was all right. It was in New Zealand, and it was just I didn't like the food. So. It was all right.
All right. Well, obviously we all like Power Rangers and we grew up with it.
Who's next?
I just want to know, like, what was your favorite movie or kids show when you guys were younger?
Next question. Where's camera?
I used to watch Tom and Jerry. But I also, as a kid, used to watch the Mary Tyler Moore Show. I know that's not a kid show, but that's what I enjoyed. Thank you very much.
Sarah.
I'm trying to think back. I like the Transformer cartoons. Those are probably the
As a cartoon show, I liked, I hope this doesn't expose my age, Jam, if anybody remembers. And as a show, I loved Punky Brewster.
Yeah! We must be the same age then, sorry.
For me, cartoon would have been the Jetsons. And then I love the Cosby Show.
Great question. Cartoon-wise, I love the Looney Tunes cartoons. Yeah. I love Johnny Quest. And let's see, what else? I love Lost in Space. Robin Robot. Who knew?
Favorite answer. I'd have to be Alvin and the Chipmunks and the Three Stooges. Aside from anything, I would have chose before the Power Rangers shows gets rid of it.
I was trying to think the whole time. I was going to think his answers, but I'll think his answers. I think the Knight Rider, I used to like the Knight Rider. When I was little, I saw the car at Universal Studios, and David Hasselhoff was like, we were on a meeting and stuff, and I was a kid, and I was like, "Hey, David Hasselhoff," and he just walked past me, blew me off. And it's like at the Hollywood Parade, like, and all the actors were there, so I just pretend I didn't, ignore him. You don't even know who I was, but I was just like, everyone was 8. I used to like the Knight Rider.
Mine was, my favorites were He-Man, and
Mine was Power Rangers. And the A-Team.
Next question.
I have one for Steve.
Steve's not here, I'm Blake.
Did you feel underused during the Turbo movie? Because, you hurt and then you spend the rest of the movie in the hospital. Blake.
I felt a bit slighted, but hey, we got to meet Blake, so I think it all worked out for the best. So.
I think Jason David Frank both did these tests.
Next question.
Hello. For anyone who wants to answer it, what was it like being a role model for young children and how did it make you feel? Anyone?
I like being first. No pressure. Okay. You know what? It's for me, it's a blessing because it's a way that I get a chance to meet people. I get to set an example and get to share that not all actors
actresses are butt heads. And it's just a great opportunity and it's a blessing. You might not want to put the butt head part in there.
I just think it's cool to show kids that you can really go after whatever you dream of, and I don't want something too cheesy or corny, but you can put your heart to it, and if you show other people, young people, that anything is possible, that they can do it too, and they grow up and achieve their dreams.
I think the best part about being on the show was interacting with the Make-A-Wish Foundation children. That was the best. It was so humbling, and at the same time, it was such a blessing to be able to be there and to talk to them and to inspire them. That was one of the best times that I can remember from that.
I totally agree. It was obviously working was fun, and the shooting and all the publicity and all of the glamour of it was fun. But yeah, being able to touch people's lives like that and make a difference and inspire them was really such a blessing, and I really missed that actually.
Well, I just have to say the same thing, that working with the Make-A-Wish and Starlight Foundation children that would come to the set was a very wonderful and touching and honoring moment to be able to give to these little ones that would come. And I just have a fun story. As Alpha was in my outfit and I had the helmet on, and I came over to meet a young person, and not thinking, I began to take my helmet off. And this little one started to get a little frightened because, of course, to that little one, I'm the robot, and I just didn't even realize. And but it worked out fine, and everyone was fine. But it was a really good, light bulb moment for me to not break the illusion and to help create and keep the illusion for the little ones coming to the set. It's very, very good experience.
My favorite thing is
For me, I remember a couple things stand out. It was hard, At first, being a role model to kids, everyone's like, it's got to be great, but there's a whole other side of it. I remember me, Amy, Dave, everybody went to this children's hospital. It was like a cancer hospital. And we were superheroes, We're like, they're heroes. And I would go in and meet little kids, like him. He'd be like, hey, Tommy, I'm dying. I'm like, no, buddy, you're not dying. And the nurse was like, he's got cancer. He's got a few lives, months to live. I'm like, ugh. I just remember I was standing around the corner because I had kids, They're right here. Jake's 17 now. And this guy's how old? All right. So I had kids, little kids at the time, and it was heartbreaking. I remember Amy was crying. I was around the corner. I was like, oh. And then you have to be strong and go in the room and be like, hey, buddy, how are you? And I went through that whole period. Then I also went through. It was great to change the lives that I was able to touch. Was awesome. The only problem for me was we had like Make-A-Wish Foundation things that wanted us to go. I mean, Scott knows, wanted us to go. And my kid's last dying wish to see the Power Rangers. But that's like so many of them. And so it was so, in my head, I was like, man, I'm not meeting the demands behind all this. And then when the bombings went on, kids were like, how come Power Rangers didn't save? I'm like, So it was hard, like trying to, but other than that, that's one side that I guess that kind of like got me in the heart. But the other side was great, changing lives. And people come up and they're like, you changed my life. And people are like, if they don't know Power Rangers, they say, that guy's weird. But the bottom line is we all go through things, right? We all go through things. Either we listen to music to help us get through things, or we watch movies to help us get through things, but something has to get us through the pain that we've endured, or just heroes. You watch us on TV and you're excited about it. So to touch people's lives is great, and right now with my MMA career, I have 12,000 Facebook fans in like 7 months, and I appreciate everybody out there because you guys are all grown up now, and you're still supporting us, and future things that we're doing. I know there's a plug on the end. I don't touch your thing, but I'm saying future things. So that's it. I'm getting the microphone up now. See, this is why I don't hold it. Actually,
I tell you what, I like being a role model to the famous people's kids. We had like Gene Simmons brought his kids to the set. Jean-Claude Van Damme. These are people like that I thought were cool, and they were coming to see me, which I thought was dope. So.
I don't know, it was kind of awkward for me because I was a kid. So the kids are coming to see me, and actually, I mean,
Thank you. Actually, I do remember one time there was a kid that got his arm ripped off in the washing machine. Yeah. The only wish he wanted was to see the blue Power Ranger. And he wasn't eating, he wasn't doing anything. So after I went and visited him at the hospital and gave him some toys, gave him some advice, they contacted us actually a couple weeks later. They put his arm back on and he started eating, and now he's doing good, I heard. So.
Mr. Tough Guy Jason David Frank here. We were in the studio one day recording something, and this was pretty early on. And I think that somebody called up one of the kids who's had cancer, really wanted to speak to him. And Jason talked to the kid for a few minutes, and then the nurses got on and started giving him a real hard time. Like, you come down here and help this kid. So this guy got it really hurt him, and it was weird to see that side that finally he actually is human. But I mean that in a stupid way. I mean, it was really touching on me to see him get affected by that. But people really took advantage of him as well, and probably a lot of the other Rangers, by trying to force him and being guilty. It's not his fault that this guy's kid is doing something. We can't drop everything to go to the hospital because the nurses want us to. But it was tough times, but good.
Can I just say something about his first
She's got a show she wants.
No, to think, because I was first last time.
One mic? What's it called? No budget. Share my PowerPoint.
Working with him, I gotta tell you. We had a lot of moments. Anyway, I was just sitting here thinking, I was thinking about what everybody was saying, because, I was passing the mic for first person. That's okay, Kat. Being a role model to me, because I think about the people that I've just met today, and you guys just coming, and just being so excited to meet the Power Rangers. You don't understand how much that makes, how good that makes us feel as people, that you guys actually look at us, and that you still support us after 15 years, or Jason maybe 25 years. Think about when we're out and people seeing us and making sure that we make the right decisions and the right choices, because people are going to be looking. I know he's going to come back and try to say something because that's he's thinking over there. But I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Next question.
Jason was 4 when he started the show.
Did more than 2 seasons.
Other shows.
I know, Jesus, those guys just do what I'm telling you.
This was for Jason. Is it true that you'll be cast as one of the Kamen Riders on Kamen Rider Dragon Knight?
Oh, yeah, where's Bondi? Yeah, Steve Wayne actually worked on that show, so he called me and wanted me to do a role on it. But for some reason, Bondi had a problem with it, I guess, because of me being the White Ranger. I could have sold toys for him, it was stupid. I want to work with Steve. I think Steve's a great director, and I was going to do just a few episodes. Whatever, jump back in spandex.
I just want to ask you, if any of you are like fans of professional sports teams, what are your favorite teams? Basketball?
You're wearing it, baby. Yeah. You're wearing it.
Shirt.
They do like
Lakers, baby.
I don't watch any other sports but Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, basically. And I watch Jason do MMA.
I just say Boston. I just say Boston.
I just say Boston just to fuck people up.
I'll go inside to a sports bar. I'll sit there. I'll be like, come on, Boston. Boston, let's go. Yeah, it's like, oh, dude, come on. Yeah, now Shaq's from Boston.
I was born in Boston, that's why I said that.
I'm just a big fan of the Winter and Summer Olympics. That's pretty much it.
I like the Yankees and the Yankees, Jason. And what did you say? And then I'm a big tennis fan, so Roger Federer. How do you think? This is great.
Coming from San Diego, I have to represent the Chargers. Chargers. That's about the only sport that I watch is football.
I'm not really into physical sports, but do motorsports count? Like car racing? Well, after the Power Rangers deal, I actually race cars professionally. That's what I do now. So I like John Force and his daughter Ashley Force, if you guys follow drag racing. That's what
My house is kind of divided. My husband likes the Yankees. I like the Dodgers. My children are kind of, I know. And the Lakers.
Thanks, everybody.
See therapy in your kid's future.
This one's for Jason. This is actually regarding Dino Thunder, and I must ask, sir, what was your 30 pieces of silver? How did they lure you back?
To be honest with you, Doug Sloan and Ann Knapp called me, and they asked me to do a favor for them. Because honestly, their ratings were down, and they said they had 1 year left on their contract, and they wanted to boost ratings up so they can save their jobs. And I went in, and I just went back to Dino Thunder and thought, I'll go back to do it one more time. And I went to Disney, and Disney was like, we need to audition you. I'm like, well, okay. I was thinking, you need to pull one of those 200, 300 episodes off the shelf, and then you can see it. And they wanted to audition me, screen test me. That was stupid. Before I went into the meeting with the VP or whoever else, I went in with Doug and Ann. They're like, Jason, just please try to behave. And I'm like, behave. But it just kind of made me mad. I don't know. But anyway, I just did it, And I have a daughter who's 6 now, so I just did it. I mean, my kids, they like it and stuff. And I think kids think it's cool to have your dad as like a toy. I think it's dumb. It's dumb when you step on yourself and you're like, it's like the only downfall I have your own toy. And then it's scary, the other one I have just looks at you.
I still have those Welcome Skulls toys that stare at me. That's scary enough.
My question is for Jason. I was wondering, Tommy went from being a race car driver at the end of Turbo to a doctor of archaeology. How exactly did he get a degree in archaeology? MIT doesn't give archaeology degrees.
It's a writer. People that write this, I like this. Let me show you. That's it! Good job.
Next question. Okay, so guys, we are trying to think of something original to ask us. I'm sure everything else we cover on Facebook, to be honest. But, what's a memory from like school, elementary, middle, high, that you look back and you can't stop laughing because you're like, really, that happens?
On the set? Or like
You mean in real life?
In real life.
These guys are actors. I'm not sure what real life questions.
This ain't real?
Okay, I'm going to be bold enough to attack that one. I have a couple of them, but yeah, I was a nerd in school. So, it's junior high. I was fortunate enough to, in the middle of recess, by one of my lovely friends, who's not my friend anymore, depantsed me in front of the school, and it was very embarrassing. But I got through it. I laughed my way, but the whole time in junior high, I was the girl that got depantsed. So that was my very fond memory. Another one also in middle school. I remember taking Sun-In at the time, which was very popular, or hydrogen peroxide, and would dip my head in the sink because my father wouldn't let me dye my hair. So I would dip my head in the sink, and I put a whole bottle of hydrogen peroxide in my hair. It turned out
much. Fun times, great times. I remember one. I thought I was trying to be cool. It was homecoming. It wasn't elementary, this is high school. It was homecoming, and whole bunch of people out there, and I thought it would be cool to try to jump the gate. I don't know why, and I got stuck on the top, so my legs were dangling in front of like 500 people, and I looked really ridiculous. That's all I have to say about that. That's all I have to say.
I have one that's kind of going on your lines here. I was in 6th grade, and there's a really cute girl named Katie Bray that I was trying to impress, and I was playing soccer on the field, and we all got in a bit kind of like a tackle. We fell down, and we got up, and like Katie and the girls are laughing at me, and I still think about this today. But I get up, and my shorts had ripped. And I was in 6th grade, so I thought I was still young, but I had fire trucks on my underwear. And I guess I was a little too old to still have the red and blue fire trucks on my underwear that was seen, so to this day, it still haunts me.
Another lifetime ago.
Next question.
Alright, so I was filming Power Rangers. I think it was right around Christmas time. I got a GoPed for Christmas. And I was homeschooled. And everybody else was in school. And I lived right by school, so I'm on my GoPed with my shirt off, driving. I see all the kids in school, and I'm flipping them off. Hit one of those little blue reflectors in the middle of the road. Boom! Lost my nipple, scraped my chin up. It was so funny. I went home, I got on my GoPed, and I'm just like, dude, all those kids were laughing at me. It was just funny.